One draw and a busy afternoon for yourself. How did you sum up today?
Quite pleasing, to be honest. I think obviously they're a good team. They're up and around it where we want to be. I like to think we dominated the game. I'd like to say we dominated the game. I thought we attacked well. I thought we defended well. I thought the first goal we conceded was a decent move by them, but I think on reflection we could probably have done better. But overall, I'm quite pleased by how we played, and more importantly, the spirit of the team, the desire to get the equaliser and try and push for that second goal. Because I think on reflection of last week, the game was a little flat. So I think we needed a performance like that today just to show everyone what we're about, because that is us. Last week isn't us. So yeah, pleasing, to be honest.
And obviously Josh said you tried to go in it at 0-0, knowing you come back a second half. Was it disappointing to concede right before the break like that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, in the main, we do get to half-time 0-0, and then we try and push on in the second half. But obviously, yeah, let's say for me, I watched it at half-time, the goal is quite a well-worked move from them. But like I say, on reflection, maybe we could do better. But yeah, that's what we usually try and do, is try and get a half-time, because at the end of the day, we have got a good array of attackers and we move the ball well up there. So I feel like we always feel like we're going to at least create chances. So if like those defenders can keep the back door shut, we know we give the forward lads a good base to play off.
And you had the task of trying to deal with Lionel John Lewis today, that you probably know a lot about with playing with him last season.
Yeah, no, I obviously I knew going into the game that I was playing against Lenny, and I was excited for it because I've obviously trained with Lenny. I've seen Lenny. Lenny is a really good player. I've learnt a lot from Lenny by just watching him and training with him anyway. So I pulled him in the tunnel. I said, "Are you ready for a good battle?" And obviously he said yes. So now I would like to say I was excited to play against him because for me, being like a younger player, going up against people who've proven themselves in the football league, things like that, I've seen it as a really good task for me to try and do. And then I enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing against him. We had good crack in it. It was a good battle, so spot on.
And you denied him potentially the winner with that header at the back post, and then he looked like he was about to head it home, and you denied him with a last ditch.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, I enjoyed it. I enjoy going into a game, having a good battle. But like I say, Lenny's good. Lenny, when Lenny played for us, he scored a lot of goals. Lenny is going to score a lot of goals. He's a very good player. So I knew it was going to be a hard task. And with Lenny, you've got to keep switched on for 90 minutes. So yeah, I try to just keep on him and make sure we did.
And you had a change of defensive partner today with Christian coming back in after his suspension.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite lucky. I'm in a fortunate position because I get to play with two very good centre halves in both Jamie and Chief. Chief is like a big brother for me in a football sense, because he gets his arm around me. Everything we do in training, in games, he tries to guide me. So I feel really lucky to work with Chief, because I think he's a brilliant footballer and he's a brilliant person. And then Jamie, it's almost like roles reverse, where Jay's like I try and get my arm around him, because I think one, he's a brilliant person and a brilliant player. So if I can, the stuff I learn off Chief, if I can pass that on to Jamie to try and help him, I'd love to do that. But Jamie's young and he's got a really bright future. So I feel I'm very fortunate to play both of them.
Because they're two very different central defenders. Chief obviously more physical and probably dealt with the York threat. Physical threat, but Jamie's also very technically gifted, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Both of them, like I said, both very good players. Both have great traits, and for me, obviously I've got to change my game a little when I play with each of them, because like I say, when Chief plays, he takes more of the lead. When Jamie plays, I feel like I've got to take more of the lead. But yeah, both got really good attributes, and I enjoy playing with both of them.
And you took a bit of a knock and had a bandage over your head for the most of the game today.
Yeah. I mean, just one of them really. The sun was really bad and I couldn't see the flight of the ball anyway, but I checked my shoulder as the ball went in the first place, and I saw there was a big hole in the middle, so I thought I'm just going to try and fill that gap. I just sort of jumped to try and make myself a presence in there. I couldn't really see the ball, and then just when I went down I felt a bit of blood, but it's one of them, you take it in your stride, don't you? Part of being a centre half, so not to complain about.
And have you enjoyed the conversion into being a centre half? Because when you arrived at Hereford, you were very much a midfielder, and Josh kind of take you and transformed you into a centre half, really.
Yeah, I mean, the gaffer's a great person to learn off, because he was a centre half, and I had the pleasure of playing with him as well. I enjoy it. I think for me, last year was a big transition for me, because when I was in, I was obviously still playing as a centre mid, but I had a lot of a few injuries last year, which although there was only a few, that stopped my momentum. So for me this year, I was very conscious to keep myself fit, keep myself fresh, and obviously with it being a slightly different role, slightly different types of running, I just feel it suits me more. I enjoy it. So yeah, I feel like I'm playing well there. Like I say, enjoying it, and I have two really good partners who I can play with. And I have the gaffer who's obviously a centre half, and I have a really good support network around me in that sense to just go in training every day and learn a lot.
And the defensive four has really changed, hasn't it, since the start of the season?
Yeah, it has, to be fair, it has chopped and changed quite a bit, but I feel like we found a bit of continuity in like Seb's being really good, really effective back there. He's really effective going forward, and he helps me out on the he's got a bit more pace than me, hasn't he? So helps me out a little bit at the back. And but he has he has like he's a captain of the club, he's top draw, and D, I thought he came in today and did really well. D's very good football as well, and it's always hard for him, like when Skip's in your position it's always hard, but yeah, he's just got to take his chance when he gets it. But today he did really well, and it's a pleasure to play with all of them, because we defend with real intent to stop people scoring, and that's all we can do. And then when it looks to scoring goals, we leave that to the front boys.
And another physical test on probably a bit of a ropey pitch at Leamington next week as well to compete against.
Yeah, it'll be hard, but we know what the conditions will be like. Obviously the pitch probably a little bit heavier. Get to play against one of our old teammates again in Kelsey, so looking forward to it. Hopefully get some points on the board and just keep moving on.
Because he scored, didn't he, at Edgar Street earlier in the season?
Did he?
I think.
I hope not. Well, we'll try and get him to stop scoring on next week anyway.
Great, thank you.